a truck in the ditch. Probably one that passed us. That sucks. It's not a good place for it. It's not supposed to park there. He's been there in a while.
Disapproval rating, and a Reuters Ipsos poll.
Great pair of lungs. Shame about your swollen gums. You need Parodontax, clinically proven to help reverse all signs of early gum disease. The gum experts.
Live from Lincoln, this is 1011 News at 6.
Coming up, understanding homelessness in Lincoln and looking at the possible solutions. We'll explain more. Plus, a Lincoln man accused of killing his brother and injuring another person is not charged today. We've got more from the county attorney on this decision. First, it was a massive stink just about 45 minutes to our northeast. Now we hear from the governor about the cleanup of the Alta N plant. It's our top story on 1011 News at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Pitch. 2021, residents of Meade, Nebraska were hit by a rotten smell. That stench permeated thousands of tons of waste spilled by a local ethanol plant. It's known as wet cake. It's a mess that's been slowly cleaned over the last 2 years. And today, Governor Jim Kelly discussed the steps already taken and the steps still to come in reversing damage done. 1011 Sam Cobb was in Meade today and has more from the site.
Since the efforts to remove the wet cake left behind by the Alton site here in Meade, more than 160,000 tons of it has been moved to landfill.
As Governor Jim Kelly described it today, the 6 seed companies taking on that cleanup have literally moved a mountain after the ethanol plant spilled large amounts of pesticide-laced waste in 2021. All of that wet cake has been safely removed since August, and all wastewater from surrounding lagoons has been treated and moved. All of these efforts were carried out by a group formed within these seed companies, making sure Nebraskans weren't stuck footing the bill. State officials are also set to continually monitor the area's water quality for several years.
It took nearly 7,300 trucks to transport over the 165,000 tons of split material to Pheasant Point landfill in Douglas County. The people of this community and our teams have come together and we literally moved a mountain.
Federal court records show 3 different lawsuits were filed against Alton, alleging the company abandoned the site and left the community to clean up. All 3 lawsuits were dismissed after several were reached.
We'll have more on this tonight at 10. For now, reporting in Meade, Sam Cobb, 1011 News.
Sam, thank you. We're going to get a check of weather now. Brad, we had a nice warm up today, a welcome relief during the winter months, at least for me.
Yeah, big warm up in Lincoln. We had about 36 yesterday, 37 for the high today, making up to 60 degrees in Lincoln. So nice afternoon. We do have some changes. A cold front moving through. We will have cooler temperatures tomorrow, but in that transition, we're going to see some pretty windy conditions. Later this evening, today, Wednesday morning, high wind warnings. Could be lifting up between 55 and 60 miles per hour for northern and northeast Nebraska, especially maybe a better chance to see some of those 60 mile per hour wind gusts in far northeastern sections of the state. For Lincoln, Street, Fairbury, starts at midnight, goes until 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. We may have occasional gusts between 50 and 55 miles per hour. Just some scattered mid-level, high-level clouds right down Lincoln. Still very pleasant, 56 in the studio, 53 reporting in. A lot of clouds, some sprinkles. Most of the precipitation that you see along northern Nebraska, there, the Nebraska-South Dakota border, is very, very light. 53 in Lincoln, 51 in Kearney, 54 degrees in O'Neill. Again, mostly cloudy skies expected for this evening, but again, relatively mild, maybe a sprinkle or two. Overnight planner looking at lower 50s by 7 o'clock, down to around 30 for 7 o'clock with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. And it does turn windy, especially after midnight. And we will be looking at cooler conditions for Wednesday as well. We will have a look at the conditions, the change in conditions, colder temperatures arriving by Friday, especially the weekend. All the details in just a few minutes. Madison?
All right, Brad, thank you. An update tonight, the Lancaster County Attorney's Office said that it did file charges against the man who's accused of shooting and killing his own brother and wounding a bystander at a Casey's gas station last week. 1011 Starsha Dodge brings us all the latest.
Madison, I'm here at the Casey's on 13th Street. Last Thursday, the parking lot you see behind me was taped off with caution tape after a shooting left one person dead and another injured. 23-year-old Emmanuel Greenlaw Claypool was arrested after the shooting on suspicion of second-degree murder, use of a firearm to commit a felony, and second-degree assault. The attorney's office said it has been working closely with the LPD on the investigation into the death of 20. Evidence showed that Greenlaw Claypool was not the initial aggressor. Adding after the shooting, he stayed on scene, gave up his weapon, and cooperated with police. He also told police he feared being shot, stabbed, or stomped by Wheeler. Now, Greenlaw Claypool will be released from custody, saying they'll continue the investigation and try to uncover any remaining facts. With information, can call LPD's non-emergency line or submit a tip to Crime Stoppers. We'll continue to bring you the latest on air and online and on our 1011 Now app on Roku. Reporting in Lincoln, Darcy Dodge, 1011 News.
All right, Darcy, thank you for that report. And an autopsy has been scheduled for the body found in the area of Vine and Antelope Valley Parkway yesterday morning. Police were called to that area just after 9. The body was found just off the Billy Wolf Trail at the end of a culvert under Antelope. Police say they have identified the man but are not releasing the name at this time. His cause of death is still unknown. Well, a new report shows the number highlighting the need for additional emergency housing resources accessible in the community. Lincoln is a community together to provide support and work toward permanent solutions. The report focuses on the need for a 60-bed, low-barrier shelter and the expansion of street outreach projects that connect the homeless with Matt White with Housing Innovations telling the Lancaster County Commissioners today any shelter or drop-in day center should be reachable from the downtown core and accept couples, pets, and belongings to be truly effective.
Low barrier means recognizing that people might have a mental illness that's not treated appropriately, might be substance abusers, and need a place to come in from the elements. So low barrier means that there aren't preconditions to get in.
He added the shelter should also work to coordinate treatment, medical care, and employment services, things an outreach team can help with. There's currently only one shelter in Lincoln, the People's City Mission. And just a reminder, every child deserves a gift under the tree, and that is why we are teaming up with the Center for People for the annual Toyland event. Drop off a new unwrapped gift at 1011 Studios, Anderson Auto Group, or Liberty Credit Union Lincoln locations from 9 to 4 through Friday, December 12th. Remember, $20 gift cards for older children are also appreciated. Still ahead, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth briefs top congressional leaders as questions were made about the administration's strikes on boats. Expanding the operation after this.
We need to talk. We know you've been asking for.
Welcome back. President Trump suggests he is open to expanding U.S. military operations beyond Venezuela to Mexico and Colombia as fallout grows over the administration's operation targeting alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela. Natalie Brand has details from the White House.
Despite the scrutiny on Capitol Hill, the administration is not only defending Operation Southern Spear off the coast of Venezuela, but the president has signaled land strikes could be next. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are expected to brief top congressional leaders known as the Gang of Eight this afternoon. Democratic lawmakers are pressing the Trump administration for more information about its operation against alleged drug boats off the coast of Venezuela and to release unedited video from the controversial September 2nd double tap strike that killed 2 survivors of the initial attack.
I've seen a lot of things.
In a new President Trump was asked about it.
Do you believe that
Not
that second
pretty,
strike was necessary?
Well, it looks like they were trying to turn back over the vote, but I don't get involved in that. That's up to them.
The president also suggested he's open to expanding the operation focused on fighting drug trafficking to Colombia and Mexico, two U.S.
Sure. I will get
President Trump also now says it's up to Secretary Hegseth whether the additional video from the September 2nd boat strike should be released.
whatever Hegseth wants to do is okay with me.
Last week, the president had said he was open to the release.
Whatever they have, we certainly release, no problem.
So far, just a select group of lawmakers has seen the additional footage.
I think it's really important that people see what it looks like when the full force of the United States military is turned on two guys who are clinging to a piece of wood and about to go under.
Secretary Hegseth has defended the strike, but has not committed to releasing the full video, saying it's under review. To highlight bipartisan focus on this issue over on Capitol Hill, lawmakers included a provision in the annual must-pass defense bill, which would withhold some of the defense secretary's travel funds unless unedited footage of these boat strikes is released to the House and Senate Armed Services Committees. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
We made it up to 60 degrees this afternoon. Lincoln 6 degrees shy of the record after low 45 this morning. It will be a bit cooler tomorrow, but just kind of cooling back to where we should be for December. I'll have the details up next.
It's from the Severe Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Brad Anderson.
And welcome back. We are going to be looking at a chance for a few sprinkles this evening. Temperature on the mild side. And again, we will be looking at some of those clouds. Wanted to get to our first graphic showing you the high wind warning for today and where we expect the wind gusts for today.
Come on,
High wind
quit
warning
pushing that
this
button.
evening until tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning.
60 miles an hour.
Nebraska, those wind gusts potentially up to around 55, 60 miles per hour possible. And then midnight till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning in the Lincoln area, looking at a wind advisory for potential gusts between 50 and 55 miles per hour. This is the wind forecast as we head towards 9 o'clock. Already could be looking at gusts over 50 miles per hour for portions of central, northern, and northeastern sections of the state. Then after midnight, could see gusts to around 50 to 55 for Lincoln, eastern Nebraska, Columbus up to 55 miles per hour. And again, I think the best chance to see some of those wind gusts around 60 will be especially for northeastern sections of the state. And then still windy as we head into mid-morning on Wednesday, but eventually the wind will decrease a little bit. It's still going to be breezy throughout the day, breezy tomorrow afternoon, but not as windy as it will be in the morning. So the wind forecast for the Lincoln area wind could pick up a little bit this evening. West-northwest breeze could start to gust between 30 and 35 miles per hour. But the wind advisory starts at midnight, goes until 8 o'clock tomorrow. So there could be a period where we see those gusts to around 50 miles per hour, maybe between about 3 and 6 o'clock in the morning. Just a little bit of a light southwesterly wind in Lincoln, about 9 miles per hour. But the wind started to pick up now in northern and western areas here. Some of the wind gusts at the top of the hour, gusting to 44 miles per hour in Valentine, 40 in Scottsbluff, and 35 in Ainsworth. In Lincoln, currently just some mid-level, high-level clouds, 56 in the studio, 53 at the airport, a light southwest breeze, about 9 miles per hour. It's 56 in McCook, 53 in Orr, 51 in Norfolk, 50 in Beatrice, 49 in Nebraska City. So clouds increasing in southeast Nebraska. We do have some very light precipitation over northern Nebraska, maybe a couple of isolated showers for the Ainsworth area, portions in the northeast Nebraska, but a lot of this is very light. Sprinkles, some of it not even reaching ground. May continue to kind of drift to the southeast, not really looking for any measurable precipitation for Lincoln and Grand Island. That being said, don't be surprised if we see a few sprinkles. It'll be mild enough, but primarily just some sprinkles for this evening. Heading into Tuesday night, into Wednesday morning, cold front moves through. We'll have the clouds, maybe a sprinkle. Then some clearing skies, especially in central and western Nebraska. We'll see some clouds in eastern areas early tomorrow morning. Then I think a little bit of sunshine, windy through mid-morning. Then wind dies down a little bit as we head into the afternoon.